In my interview with bassist Ron Carter, Ron told a story about one day calling up a student to tell him what he was practicing. Ron told the student that he was practicing a C major scale, but doing so by deeply listening and making sure that each note was perfect, not letting any mistake go without correcting it. Let's call this practicing to perfection. So first, hear Ron tell the story of his call to the student. And after that, you'll see how my AI, Jazzmaster Chat, which uses the interviews and the context of my books as its brain, it'll describe other areas that you can apply practicing to perfection.
So I had the bass in my hands and I was practicing. I said, wait, let me call my student. So I called him up. I said, are you busy right now? He said, I'll call you back in 10 minutes. And he did. He said, this is what I'm practicing. It was a C major scale until it got perfect. And I trusted he would hear what perfect means after all my lessons with him. I was trying to play that 8 times in a row. And if anything was wrong, if I missed a note or I did a double string or one note was just a little bit uneven in the note length, I was back to the count of 1 again. And so however long that took for this practice sample, 20 minutes or so, I said, now this is what I'm doing to get better. You can't do any less than that. And so, and then we parted friendly, I think. And so when I finished that, I went back to what I was practicing for. I was trying to get the Bach suites back into my fingertips. And not having played that with any really intent for a very long time, 7 months, 8 months or so. This routine I had just figured out to do C major scale until it was perfect, kind of adjusted my hands physically to what I was asking them to do all over again. So for those bass players who are listening, I'm not practicing bebop melodies. I'm not practicing bass lines. I'm practicing what I call skill etudes to help me find the notes I hear when I need to find them.
And here are some other areas of your practicing that the Jazzmaster Chat suggested to use practicing to perfection. To fully embrace the idea of practicing to perfection, as Ron Carter advocated, other aspects of one's playing that can be applied include 1. Fundamentals. Continuously practicing fundamental skills like scales and simple melodies and various keys, just as Ron Carter did with the C major scale, can help ensure a strong technical foundation. 2. Articulation. Focus on how you articulate each note. Articulation shapes the expression and clarity of your musical ideas, akin to how great players like Miles Davis and Joe Henderson developed their unique styles through articulation practice. 3. Ear training. Practice recognizing and reproducing pitches, chords, and progressions by ear. This helps in developing the heart-ear-hand process that Richie Byrick explained, where you translate what you hear internally to your instrument without analytical interference. 4. Dynamic control. Work on mastering dynamic ranges from playing very softly to very loudly, ensuring absolute control over your instrument at any volume. This principle of control was emphasized by many great musicians and is vital for expressive playing. 5. Repertoire. Apply technical drills to actual repertoire by practicing pieces in different keys and tempos. Keeping the practice relevant to what you'll perform or improvise can help integrate technical proficiency with musicality. By focusing on these areas with the same dedication to perfection that Carter applied to simple scales, musicians can build a well-rounded and highly effective practice regimen.